want to be an author, but having seen that I got many more talents, I thought, why not? I mean, I could be doing dancing, I could be a medium, I could be doing anything is possible. If you want something, you can make it happen. You need to have the knowledge how to do it and make that way a better version of yourself.
Paolo, thanks very much for coming in. If we could just start, maybe you could introduce yourself and then sort of tell us a bit about what you've been doing, because I know a lot of people know you from the book Thrumming Heart, but as well as that you've been in a few TV shows and movies and that kind of thing as well, right?
Yes, that's correct. I mean, my name is Paolo Debernardi. I actually was born in Italy, and I spent now 26 years in UK. Much of part has been York. I used to live in Glasgow and Worcester, but York is my favourite city. From there, then I went to go to dance in 2012, and then finally I managed to get to Britain's Got Talent. That's my favourite show, also because I like Ant Deck, and I like the judges. And in 2016, and I met also Stephen Mahon as well. But during that time also as well, I've been also in movies as well. So it's been a very interesting life, and while I was doing that as well, I was also writing as well, because I like creating stories. I mean, at first it was difficult for me because I come from a different country, but when we spend so many years in UK, it becomes easier. The more you write, the more you get better, and the more your English you get better. So it's pushing myself to different boundary. So I want to make sure that my writing is growing with stature, little bit by little. I'm just getting better and better. Yes, I did write in Italian poems, and then I started writing English poems when I came in 1997. But then I discovered writing prose through Hemingway, and then I thought I could do something like that. Bought books teach me how to write English short story, and from there I just found my own style, and I liked creating characters, and then I tried to bring them alive.
You mentioned Hemingway a second ago.
Yes.
When you came to writing your work, was he one of your main influences, or were there other books, films, TV shows, these kind of things that kind of like influenced the kind of stories you wanted to tell?
Like I said, I'm not J.K. Rowling, I'm not Hemingway, so I can never compare yourself with other authors, but you can do your own style. And so you can see from my story, you don't know what's going on. You need to kind of read it from the beginning to the end. I give you, what I notice a lot of authors, giving too much information. And at the end, you know what's going on. I tend to give a little information. You just have to read in your book. It's like a jigsaw. It's like a puzzle. You don't know what's going on until the end. And I'm trying to be a better version when I'm writing. I'm trying to make it better, so that way I can develop more my skills. And in fact, in future books I'm writing at the moment, I'm implementing like onomatopoeia. So there's words that can create sounds. I try to make the story even more alive. If you're talking about Thrumming Heart, for example, you have like sci-fi, detective, paranormal. Whereas the latest book I'm writing at the moment is writing comedy, and I've never done comedy before. So it's much more difficult because the comedy has to be shorter, you have to be snappy, you have to be telling the jokes much quicker, and so you have to write more work. Whereas if you write a fictional, you could write like 10 pages, it's okay. But if you write a comedy, you can't write 10 pages to tell a joke. Nobody will laugh at the end. So.
Have you found it difficult adapting between, because I understand you've also written a book about managing finance, and we've got a copy of it here, haven't we? And I would guess that's quite a different genre to writing mystery, and it's very different to writing comedy. So do you find it easy to switch between the different styles of writing?
But most of my life I've been an accountant. I studied accountancy when I was in Italy, and when I came into this country, I've done most of my life has been accountancy. So because it's close to my house to write in finance, because I've been through that experience where I was struggling financially, went through a divorce, I lost everything, and I was so close to be homeless. So I want to make sure I give something back to the community, the problem what I found is a lot of time people like more fictional than non-fictional, and I struggle to even do there is a way for people to show how to manage better your finance in 7 steps. But unfortunately, a lot of people they're not really interested. So they're more interested more fictional. So that's why I'm spending more time on writing fictional than non-fictional. But I still want to help in other people if I can, because I've been through the same experience.
So if maybe people who are watching during this cost of living crisis wanted a piece of advice for better managing their finances, in maybe a sentence, what would your advice be?
Well, my advice is if you buy one of my book, buy that Master Your Finance, what I can give you, I give you 30 to an hour of my time, free of charge, and then what I do is I look into your finance, and then what I can do, we're working together to be better, because, you know, like you say, you know, we at the moment are facing a financial crisis. Cost of living is so high, and also as well, inflation as well. So why don't we help each other? You know, you don't have to struggle by yourself when you got someone who can really help you, because I've been through what you've been facing at the moment, so I can help you.
You mentioned previously the big reason why you wanted to share financial tips with people was because you'd had some maybe difficulty in your life. I was wondering if you'd be able to share a little bit about that with us.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. You see, you need to understand, when I moved to Glasgow, I actually met my ex-wife. In retrospect, I wish I never gave up with her, because it didn't work out very well. And in the past, it's sad and funny, because we only been spent together for 2 years, but it took me about 3.5 years to get divorced. That resulted in I've lost everything, and I'm still recovering from the divorce, because we left me with a lot of debts. Lucky for me, when COVID-19 came, I actually started to have a look and I said, I can't carry on doing what I'm doing, because it will take me too long to pay off all my debt. So I started implementing Master Your Finance in my life, and since then I just get a little bit better every single day. What I realized is, no matter how the situation is bad, that's your past. You cannot change, but you can change your present, you can change your future. You're not alone, so you can definitely turn your life around. By all start with your mind.
Sorry, was Thrumming Heart the first book that you had published, or in the English language, sorry?
It was the third version, because basically you need to understand, my book was called, the first one was The 12 Wonders. Then it changed to Thrumming Heart with a ticking clock, and then Thrumming Heart. Basically, these two previous versions is the same book, a little bit some updates. But the first version, unfortunately, my publisher cut off all my royalty. The second publisher, it was just a printing company, so it didn't look after me. So with the third version, is definitely now I'm not going to change much about the book. Is complete. I got total control of the book, and so that's why we call it as it's the final version of the book. But if anybody want to buy my book, definitely go for the last version, because if you didn't buy the previous books, I would not receive anything from my publisher.
So is it difficult to find a publisher you can trust?
Yeah, to be honest, it's been quite difficult, because sometimes you find editors, they want to say to you, oh, you need to change your dialogue, it's not very good, the story needs to be changed. People they say, oh, we can make it better, Paolo. You know what? I'll leave it, to be honest. I'd rather prefer writing a new story than go revisit so many times the same story. Because it's like my story is like your ex-partner. You know, you could have someone, you really have a feeling for that person, but 5 years down the line, you're not the same person. You have a feeling for another person. You can't go back to the old girlfriend and say, I want to be with you, but I want to live in love with somebody else. So that's
So when you first moved to the UK, did you have a dream in mind that you'd become a writer, or was it something you kind of just fallen into?
I always wanted to do since I was 18 years old, and now I'm making it happen. It's happening now. So I'm really writing books now. I guess not many people I would not say 100% people will like my books, but it's okay. Even if I get 1%, I will be happy.
Do the stories, do they come to you, or do you have to sort of sit down and think, today I'm going to write this, this and this, or are you sort of out and about doing other things and all of a sudden you're thinking, oh, I need to get back to my computer and start writing?
I was talking to a medium many years ago, and she said to me, I actually go, a spirit that can inspire me of writing. So that's why I was able to do a lot. And I still think even though I'm 50 years old, but I still think I'm a little bit a kid as well. So that way I got a little bit more imagination than other people. And when you got imagination, then you can do anything really.
You're constantly having new ideas for stories then?
That's right, yes.
Yeah.
You always go consistently, you got new ideas. And if you don't, you just have a little bit of break. And then more ideas will come to you anyway. You don't want to overexhaust yourself to thinking about ideas. Sometimes it's better to have your me moments, and maybe you go into the park and have, spend time with your friends, with your family, watching TV, just have a relaxing day. Sometimes your ideas will come to you. And if you don't, just read another people's books. Sometimes when if you read another person's book, you kind of like get inspired. So there's a different way you can listen to music as well. It's all different ways for you to find ideas. Relax yourself, go out to enjoy yourself. Another way, for example, I do. If I go out to enjoy myself, I may get inspired and write another new story.
If for anyone who maybe reads your book or saw you dance at some point or something like that, if they could take away one thing from your content, what would you say you'd like that one thing to be? Like if they could learn one thing from Thrumming Heart or from Managing Finances, what one thing would you like to learn?
You can be the better version of yourself, and no matter where you are right now, you can change it, and you can turn your dreams into reality. One of my dreams was being on Brazil Got Talent, and I've done that. Another dreams were publishing books, and I've done that. So anything is possible in life, but you need to put the effort, and you need to, and no matter what challenges you're facing, you can overcome them. As long as you are determined and don't let obstacles stopping you for achieving your dreams.